What's up? This is Draco.
And this is Alicia.
And you're now tuned in to OD
Podcast.
Oh.
Period. Okay, cool. Let's make this quick. What's up, man? How you doing today?
I'm exhausted. I ain't gonna lie. I've had a long week, a very long week. I feel like I say this on every episode. And let me just say that I'm not complaining. I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful for this, but I'm tired. I mean, I'm human. I can't even lie. Dealing with this move situation, and then I've been packing in between on the time that I've been having off. I've been trying to pack and get rid of a lot of stuff. And honestly, it's just too much, man. But
you already hired some movers?
My nephew's gonna move my stuff. Aww. I'm not hiring movers.
That's very kind.
I've hired movers. This may be too much information. I've hired movers to move from Sandy Springs when I moved from Sandy Springs to Marietta, and the mover stole my sex toys.
Oh yeah, you said that before a while back. Yeah.
So ever since then, I've never hired movers again. The second time I moved my stuff into a storage. I did that myself. And then when we moved from the last house to this house, we definitely did it ourselves.
Honestly, I don't like people touching my stuff, and I know that damaging stuff is almost inevitable with moving, but I'd rather do that myself.
I don't really have nothing too damaged for real except my TVs and.
Well, I mean, like the property, like the wall getting scratched and.
Oh yeah.
They definitely broke my TV, but we don't speak on that.
Did they pay for it?
We're not gonna talk about that on the podcast.
Okay. My client the other day when I was going to do her makeup, somebody was one of her friends was adding LED lights on her TV in the living room and it fell. I said, cool.
Hold on. She was adding LED lights on a TV that had already been mounted?
Yeah. So it wasn't the person's fault. Whoever mounted it must have did it wrong. Because she said she had the swivel one, and she said that may be the reason why it fell out. But in my head, I'm like, that shouldn't make a difference.
That's not the reason. The reason is because they just mounted it and didn't put it on studs. Because I've seen that happen before.
Yep, CV gone, crack gone.
So. That thing was gonna fall anyway, so she can't blame it on the girl putting LED.
That's why. You said that you said not the girl to put it in.
The girl put the lights in. Like if this was
no, she did. She didn't blame it on them. It's the people who put the TV up for sure.
Yeah, you have to mount it to a stud, which is basically like the wood behind the sheetrock. Because if you just do the sheetrock, that's what's holding your TV up, and that's not gonna work. But people don't be knowing that. I think people just see an area in their house where they want the TV to go, and they put it up there, and then they wonder why they thought a tree fell in the house. Like, no, your TV fell and you need to do something. What you gonna do? Because now you gotta get that wall fixed and you need a new TV.
Man.
Wow.
Speaking of stuff falling off, yeah, I just drove off.
Please tell the people, because I'm trying to understand how this happened.
So keep in mind, yesterday morning, I had a wedding to do I think I got up early because it was in Ackworth. So I got up like 7, went there. And from that moment, I didn't come back home from working until about 10:30 at night. So I was gone.
So you was at a wedding the whole day?
No, I had other clients. So I left the wedding early, but I had other clients. So I didn't finish work until like 10:30 last night. So that strike one. So today, I decided to take a client at 9 a.m. in Buckhead. So I had to get up this morning, take a shower, pack my car and stuff. So I always give myself at least like 2 hours before it's time for me to go somewhere because I'll be needing to pack my car. I need to eat breakfast, which I ain't even having enough time to eat breakfast this morning. But I just got up, took a shower, packed my car, put some clothes on, left. So Afterwards, I'm coming back home. I'm exhausted, like to the point where I want to fall asleep in the car. Like I'm just stressed. But I had to make some stops before I came home. One of the stops being the gas station. I said I need to get some. I ordered some food from JJ's. The gas station was across the street from JJ's, and I said I'm gonna go get some gas while I wait on my food. Got me some gas, and I did. I remember looking at the pump to see was it done pumping, and it was. But I got out the car, to throw something away, and didn't even realize that I didn't take the pump thing out of my car and drove off with it down the street. So I was wondering why people was chasing my car. Like I had people chasing my car. It was like people who was walking on the street. They was screaming at me. People was pulling up next to my car, and I'm like, no, I didn't even. The funny thing is, like, I didn't even hesitate. Like once they was doing that, I said I drove off with the pump because I had just remembered. I said I gotta go to sleep.
Where's the pump right now?
At JJ's.
I'm trying to understand if it's a health hazard on what street this is, Memorial?
Candler Road.
Call the police. Listen, don't. If you're on Candler Road, don't smoke a cigarette. Don't fire no gun.
A girl was literally smoking a blunt next to the pump next to mine.
See, oh my God, I can't. I'm trying to understand how it broke off.
Like,
I would think that it would just fall out your car and just be on the ground.
Oh no! Literally, the pump and the cord, the cord part that like connects to the pump it was dragging down the street.
That's crazy. Yeah,
I put it on my Instagram. It's on my story.
I ain't seen it. I've been working all day.
Yeah, so if you go on my story on Instagram, you'll see it. But yeah, so that's just what I got going on right now. As soon as we done recording this, finish recording, I'm definitely about to try to take like at least a 2-hour nap because I still have 3 clients left.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. So we ain't even gonna drag this thing out. So well, I'm sorry. So first things first, let's I have some church announcements. I just wanted to if you are listening to this podcast from Spotify
hold on, I'm sorry. Can we actually make that a part of it? Can we change it to church announcements?
Let's do it.
Because what the hell? What was I love the thought of church now. Okay, anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, if you are listening to this podcast on Spotify right now, I need you to let me know. And the reason why is, because of the amount of episodes we have, the fee to host on Spotify is going up. And if it ain't 100 of y'all, I'm taking this podcast off Spotify. I have to. Okay, so let me know and get you some backup plans.
Y'all better use Apple Podcasts. Y'all got an Apple phone.
Yeah, some people really prefer Spotify, and I don't see the problem with it. One thing I like right now, Spotify is doing a lot of exclusive deals with podcasts, but we get so many listeners from Apple Podcasts that I don't feel the need to accommodate 10, 20. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, it's not personal, y'all, but it is expensive to host a podcast. So, yeah, just want to let y'all know. I think we might have enough space for maybe 8 more episodes. Maybe less. It all is based on the length of a show. Right. But yeah, just let me know. If you are listening, make yourself be known and I will consider keeping it on there. Thanks.
And that's just that on that.
Oh, all right. Actually, let me add that in the notes for church announcements.
Period.
You got a Black business.
My DMs are blowing up right now talking about I need to go home and get some rest. I am, y'all. Golly. I'm literally sitting on my bed as we speak. I kind of miss recording in person a little bit.
Me too. We can record in person if you want to.
Yeah, let's do it at my house.
Oh, okay. I work in your areas anyway.
It was the fact that it was flooding and I could have just went home last night, but I had to come.
Man, so many people got trapped on University last night. Like literally their car stopped in the middle of the flood and couldn't move. Like the car was water damaged. I
thought that was going to happen to my car because on Northside Drive, when I posted that video, right as soon as I drove through it, people's cars was doing that. Well, they wasn't stopping, but
There's
That's
a
crazy.
lake over here behind my neighborhood, and it does flood the street that I live on when it rains bad. I have driven through it because it wasn't that deep, but I was taking a chance because I didn't really have a lot of options on based on where I was going. But yeah, seeing those cars stuck reminded me to never. I don't care how shallow that water look. I'm not driving through it because I need my car. It's making me money.
Here you go.
Do you have a black business of the week, or you want me to share one?
You can go ahead. I did a few of them. I
Okay,
did
okay,
the
okay.
last couple.
Well, for this week's Black Business of the Week, y'all, I want to shout out DJ High Key. So DJ High Key is a very good friend of mine, a fellow Aquarius. She's from Baltimore. But yeah, we used to work together a while back, and I remember her telling me that she was gonna start DJing. She taught herself and everything, and then she put herself out there. And Shawty been booking and busy for a while now. I think it might have been 2 years, maybe 1 year. I don't even know, but she's really good people. She set the vibe. That's what her people say when when they leave reviews. Or she'll repost somebody's story of them recording her. They be like, "Yo, this DJ going hard." And people don't lie about good DJs. You get what I'm saying? So I want y'all to check out DJ High Key on Instagram. It's DJ High Key ITSDJHI like hello KEY. Her name is Kiana. And she specializes in, at clubs, private and corporate events, festivals, tourings, events, and she does mixes, playlists, etc., etc., etc. Support a Black woman, support Aquarius, and support my friend who is actually good business. You get what I'm saying? So
it's the problematic Aquarius for me.
you know what's so funny? I have a friend who has just really gotten into like a zodiac stuff. So I won't say he's just getting into it. He just have found memes on it, and he been posting stuff, and I'm like, dang. I think the problem that people have is that we just don't care, and I don't think that's bad.
To a certain extent, I feel like I feel like you not caring is not the issue. It's the situations about you not caring, and that is just so dramatic. First of all, y'all, okay, we can get into that. This ain't we'll get astrologists.
Yeah, because you're trying to mop the floor with me. What's up?
I'm not gonna mop the floor with you. I ain't gonna do it, but just know.
Okay.
Aquarius, y'all some tea. That's all I gotta say. That's why I be looking at Megan Thee Stallion kind of sideways sometimes.
It's just so funny because I think you were the first person to ever tell me that we was problematic. When people used to ask me in the past, like, what my sound, they be like, "Oh, that's why you so cool." And I'm like, okay.
It's a facade. They don't know you like I know you.
You don't know me either. Get off my phone. Okay. But let's get into shop talk.
Now we don't left church announcements.
Okay, let's get into the read of the day. But no, okay, so I know last episode I was like, okay, Trump might have COVID. I don't think he had it no more. Now I think he lying. Either he lying or he's pretending to be well to put on this like Superman look for the people. He's just doing some weird stuff, some very uncomfortable stuff. And now he's trying to like sell this medicine is how I feel. So I just want to give y'all an update on I'm double backing on what I thought may have been the truth, and I actually just don't know.
It's something about Americans, and this ain't just white Americans, it's Black Americans too. It's something about Americans where we feel like we are like Iron Man to certain situations, or we just kind of like we be feeling entitled. Because I would say it would just be white America, but I also run into a lot of Black people that do this, and I'm like, because I was at the gas station this morning and this older man, his friends had a mask on and he was the only one that didn't have a mask on. And he started doing his little spiel up and down. And my thing about it is, how y'all sitting here trying to compete with science?
Right. You know what I hate? I see this tweet a lot. I think Lil Duval tweeted it and some other people have tweeted their own variations, but it's like, let y'all tell it. We all supposed to have been dead by now. I'm like, the people that are dead can't reply to this tweet. People have died. People are dying.
Yeah.
It's just like, I think people are failing to realize that, like, it's kind of, this is not the same kind of like situation, but you know how gun violence is obviously an issue. We have been places where there have been shootings. We have heard of places that have had shootings, but we haven't been killed by gun violence. That doesn't mean that gun violence ain't killing people. But yeah, I just feel like people are just making these, like, it doesn't, just because it ain't a million people dead doesn't mean people aren't dying from COVID. Like, it's just so irresponsible to put that out there. And I know I've preached on it over and over again, and it's kind of annoying. It's beyond annoying at this point, but everybody ain't got to be dead for people to be dying. Like, that's just really what it is. And it's people who have lost. I know two people who have lost people in their family to COVID, and they made these long posts about how serious it is, and then they having these huge kickbacks. And I'm just like, how you getting mad at people for being irresponsible because your relative passed away, and then you're doing the same thing, putting other people at risk? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, my aunt just recently passed from me. You know, I mean, realistically, of course, my family was trying to like go around it, but I mean, realistically, it was COVID. No doubt in my mind.
Were they trying to say that it was something else? Because people be trying to say,
Yeah. I mean, realistically, she probably would have been okay had she would have been in a different hospital, because she normally goes to Grady and they sent her to South Fulton, which is now Wellstar. But South Fulton, that's what I know it as. And they didn't have the proper equipment. Like, if I would, like, that freaking hospital, I don't know what, I haven't been in hospital in a minute, especially during this time. So I don't know what it looks like, but you should see the way they got it set up for like COVID. And I guess people who tested positive for COVID in the daggone waiting area. It looked like concentration camps in the damn thing.
how does it look?
It was dirty as fucking there. Like, it was just crazy. Like, so they had the regular sitting area where you know, in the hotel lobby. I mean, not hotel, hospital lobby look. And then on the other side, it looked like a maze. Like, they had like these
To
walls
like keep people from like being close together.
Yeah. But it was set up almost like concentration camps, like in armies and stuff. How they be having it outside.
Yeah, I haven't been inside any hospital.
Girl's crazy as hell. So of course that my family, and I agree. You know, I feel like if she was at a different hospital, things would have went different. But I also don't doubt in my mind that it was COVID just because of her pre-existing health conditions. She had respiratory problems for years. I mean, and when I say years, I mean more than 10.
Yeah.
She was in a wheelchair since she was like in her late 30s, like a motorized wheelchair.
Oh wow.
She had a pacemaker, all type of stuff going on. You know what I'm
So it's
saying?
kind of like the worst scenario to be in to have COVID.
Yeah. And on top of that, she is one of those people where like she takes care of everybody. So she has a lot of people in and out her house every single day. Like, she has like 10 to 11 grandkids, probably more than that, to be honest. Like, and so they always over there. She be watching them, of course, and watch other people's kids. It's just a lot. Like, it was so many people in and out her house that I just don't doubt in my mind. And she can't sit still. My auntie was.
Yeah,
She
and
was
that's
always
sad, man. I'm sorry to
yeah.
hear that. I hate when people like so I've seen situations where people are like, well, she ain't, like, not your auntie, but they'll be like, she ain't died because of COVID. She died because she had this when she caught COVID. And it's like,
Okay.
that mean that means COVID is what caused, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, stop trying to
I
deny
think that people don't understand. They're not educating themselves on medical conditions, because when people have HIV, they don't die from HIV. They die from complications from other illnesses that succumb. That's because
Yeah,
of HIV.
like they could have strep throat or cold or pneumonia, and that could kill them because of their weakened immune system. And I think people just need to acknowledge, like, okay, we understand that they had these conditions, but COVID is what made it worse for them. So it's not like COVID is not like putting on a hat. This is like, I have a friend right now who just recently caught COVID, and she just telling me like how she been nauseous, throwing up, she can't taste nothing. It's just so much more. I think it's easy to see these like people on TV, especially celebrities and stuff, having fun and doing stuff, and you think like, oh, okay, it's not a big deal, but we're not seeing how people are feeling and the end result of that. It's one thing to have fun, and it's just like you go to a restaurant, you eat all this good food, now you got food poisoning, but that food looked good though, right? Now you
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, Cardi B had a big old birthday bash last night. It was so much celebrity COVID
I
up in there.
know. I was like, I mean, I'm annoyed at all the celebrities I see doing it. And on one hand, I get the things that people have to do for money because I do feel like it's kind of one of them situations where like, well, what am I supposed to do? Because I'm not going to be not making money for the next 3 years. But I also seen Jeezy had a party too, and it was all these folks. But I mean, I think the responsible thing to do would be to have rapid COVID testing to get in. And don't nobody got it, then okay, have at it. But I
Rapid
know they ain't
COVID
doing it.
testing, rapid COVID testing isn't as rapid as
It's like 15 minutes.
Yeah, but you gotta think about 15 minutes and you having like 1,000 people outside the way to get in.
Well, you shouldn't be inviting 1,000 people
That is true.
in a
That
pandemic.
is true. That is true. But I know for like a video shoot that I've been on, we definitely had to get some COVID tests before we walked in, but it was on like 30 people.
Yeah.
30,
I
40.
mean, I know people gonna do what they want to do. It's just kind of disheartening. That's all. And I have my friends who have lost relatives. I mean, their mothers and their brothers and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah.
It's just really painful. So it's just I can't even like even what. So you know, with this new gig I done picked up, I've been like super careful wearing double masks and gloves and stuff like that because it's just easy to contract this stuff. It's just what can you do? All I can do is look out for myself. So that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, I think that ultimately, as much as we want to control, a lot of stuff that go on, and we can open our mouth and spread awareness of stuff that we know. At the end of the day, we have to worry about ourselves because people really gonna do what they want to do, whether they're your family or not, whether they're your mama, cousin, sister, brother. They're gonna do what they want to do.
Yeah, they
You
are.
know what I'm saying? And I just don't. I've learned that I can't stress myself out. Not even with just dealing with health stuff, just in life in general. Like I have to just literally just worry about myself because people, I don't, we all got different stories and we all got different walks of life.
Yeah,
So
no, I agree. I was just talking to a friend yesterday, and we were talking about like in the future when we have to explain to kids about this year. My friend said that 2020 is gonna be a cuss word. Like you can't, don't you say that? Don't you say that right here?
oh my gosh.
So, speaking of Cardi B,
Man, bye. I already know what you finna say. I don't. That's finna be my new word. That's it.
I know, man. You know what's? Listen,
Remember what I was
love
just
who you
saying?
love.
Let me, I gotta worry about myself and mind my business because
I just have, I don't have a problem with people doing what they want to do in their relationships, but don't cause a scene and then go back and well, you know what I'm saying? Basically, long story short, she filed for divorce from Offset, and for her birthday, he bought her a Rolls Royce, and now they kicking it. And they can do what they want to do because they are married. But I just, it's like having a friend who always complain about her boyfriend, and she don't never leave him, or if she do leave him, they end up getting back together. Like I have a situation where I told a friend about her boyfriend cheating on her, and she made this huge scene. They end up getting back together, and then he blocked me. And I'm just like, okay, so why are you even talking? Why are you even complaining? Just be with him. Cause that's what you want. That's fine. Be with him. But I just feel like to me, I know she might not care, but I don't want to refer to her as being dumb, but I feel like that's what it's boiling down to.
dumb. Don't we
So do
love
what you
them?
want, love, but listen.
Dumb diddy dumb.
But she probably didn't even announce the divorce. That probably just got out. Either way, it doesn't matter. I just feel like if you
Yeah,
knew.
she didn't announce it, but even still, it still looks dumb on your
Yeah,
head.
I agree. I'm like, if you went as far as filing for divorce, that means that your mind was made up.
All it takes is a car that she can't drive. So that alone right there should tell you what
And a
what's
billboard.
up
Don't forget the billboard.
over there. No, I love you, Cardi, but
Yeah, I
oh
love
yeah,
Cardi
I
too,
mean,
but I always want women to like, not saying that she doesn't know her worth, but to me, when in my opinion, when girls consistently deal with like the same kind of mess from a dude and get their feelings hurt, go through all this drama and go back, to me, it makes it feel like they don't think they deserve better or they don't think they're gonna find better. And that's not true.
you
One
better
thing about
try
Alicia Arnold, I've never been a double backer. I'm sorry. Out of sight, out of mind. Maybe that's one of my benefits of being an Aquarius.
Yeah, I don't have that strength. I've definitely double back a few times.
You deserve better. And you need to realize that.
Thank you, Queen.
You do. Because people don't change. The time do.
But what if in certain situations you were the person that you contributed to the
Own up
bullshit?
to it. That should take your L and keep it moving. You don't have to be back with that person. You need to find somebody else who you can start a clean slate with.
Write a book.
I got a podcast.
Oh, but multiple streams, sis. You can get a book.
Oh no!
It's people out here that don't have phones and computers that can't hear you. Your voice need to be heard.
They not my target audience then.
Imagine having your book in Target.
Okay. Anyway, so I wanted to introduce a new segment, y'all, called Tweets from the Streets. And basically is where we're going to talk about something that went viral on social media. It doesn't have to necessarily be Twitter, but that's usually where all the good content comes from. And then we're going to talk about it on the podcast. So for this week, I wanted to talk about, did you see this the video from the girl Ziporah Scents?
No.
Okay, so this is what it started. It started off as a video. The caption basically was something along the terms of she was trying to make an ad for a giveaway for her company, and she was getting frustrated. She kept starting over. Then her boyfriend jumped in the screen.
Oh, yeah. I did see it.
Yes. So they went viral. They got a lot of traction, and somebody voluntarily bought the domain for her website. So Ziporah didn't have a website. She only had an Instagram.
Oh,
and
wow.
This person bought an Instagram for a domain for her, and then DM'd her, was like, "Hey, I bought this domain for you." And the Ziporah was like, "Well, I don't know how to set it up. I don't know what to do." So they was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna give it to this person, and they're gonna help you set it up." So I guess some other IG girl who helps people with their business, and it just turned into this whole mess where she wouldn't give the girl the DM, the domain, and y'all, domain is just the website, so ZiporahScents.com per se. And without giving every single step that happened, long story short, is the girl who the business coach, quote unquote, bought every variation of her website. So the girl couldn't buy her own website, and then made her buy it back from her.
Man, people are evil.
Right. Now,
you know what's so crazy? This
what?
is what white people be doing to us.
Oh, come on. You know it. Upper West Side. I get mad every time I drive down Bolton Road, baby. We don't even have that. I'm not claiming it either.
Yeah, no. I moved to kind of upper. Well, no, West Midtown kind of.
But you're right. They do that to us. So they'll like it's been multiple things from our culture in general that we've seen repackaged and delivered another kind of way, like do-rags and Timbs and stuff like that. But yeah, so it's really frustrating. I felt really bad for the girl, but I do want y'all to know there is a lesson to be learned here. And this is not putting the blame on Ziporah, but if you're starting a business, please secure the name everywhere that you can. I mean, y'all would think I was crazy if y'all knew how many domains I own. I mean, for real. Stuff I ain't never coming out with. But I'm like, let me just get this just in case. And one day somebody might want to buy it from you. They might. Now, if you do that and you don't have any evil intent, then I obviously sell it. But if you got this girl a domain to genuinely help her, then I think all you should have done is transferred it to her and let her figure it out. Because to me, it seemed like there was some true malicious intent going on. She posted the screenshots and all that, and it did seem like she was trying to be funny. But yeah, so the girl does have a domain now, and I don't know if it's one of the ones that the lady got from her, but it's ZiporahScents.co, and that alone tells me she couldn't get the one that the girl bought for her because she got .co, and the .co is fine, but if somebody puts .com, then that lady could easily like reroute traffic from her website and sell her own. It's just a bigger thing. But y'all, you can buy a domain for $1, y'all. It's really cheap. That's why I have so many of them. I mean, y'all would listen.
My domain was $1, and I probably paid because it go up every year.
Yeah, like $12.
My website has been active for 5 years now. And
yeah, I've had my
only $17 a year.
Yeah, it's very cheap. So yeah, if y'all want to, you can do something as simple as going to GoDaddy.com. You can go to Google domains. Just buy the name, even if it's a business that you're not ready to launch, because believe it or not, your idea is not the first time somebody has thought about it. So just secure it now. Like somebody's name was Alicia before, so now my name can't be Alicia on Instagram. You get what I'm saying? So just secure that name, secure the Instagram, secure the email address, do everything you can, because it's now you won't have to add extra stuff like underscore 1996 and all this other stuff. Just make it easy for people to find. But that's not Ziporah's fault. Some people just don't know when it comes to, like, they know they have a business they want to run, they don't know the things that they should do. And it's just gonna maybe eliminate some risk of people trying to take advantage of you. So yeah. So anyway, all right. So any add anything to that? Are we good?
The only other tweet from the streets that is going viral at the moment is the snowflake, and these snowflake tweets are hilarious. Okay,
people saying it's getting old now. I don't even get DMs, so I definitely ain't getting no snowflake.
I ain't getting no snowflake either.
I'm ugly. I'm basic.
I'm just lame. I talk too much shit on social media. Ain't nobody coming after me, child.
They be like, I don't want him to put me in his close friends. It's not talking about I can't dance. He could dance though. I thought I want his page.
I'm gonna send you some people that know how to dance.
Okay. All right. So for this week's episode, I know in the beginning we talked about, like, you being exhausted and just being super tired. And I just wanted to like dive into that a little bit, and maybe we can vent, about things that we've been kind of dealing with during COVID, how we've been maintaining our sanity, our scheduling, and how we are finding a peace of mind. So I know with you have been very booked. Now, when you take clients, are you intentional about the availability, or you just kind of take them as they come?
So with this being the only thing that I do, I don't have any set hours for myself. And then on top of that, I keep talking about me moving. This is going to be me not splitting rent for, at this point, almost 5 years, maybe longer than that. I've had my own place for real, until since 2014, like my own place to live,
Mm-hmm.
So I think that mentally, I see what I did wrong before, and I'm just trying to prevent that from happening. And I always had bad saving habits and bad spending habits because, when I was younger, I didn't really have it like that. Younger as in like 18 and 19, like when I was a young adult, I didn't really have it to spend. This is what I did, what I was doing. But now, since I'm able to, make money and I'm working for myself, I don't have to answer to nobody. I just be wanting stuff, especially stuff that I wasn't able to do for myself before. Of course, I'm gonna want to do things, but I think now is the time. And I always say COVID is kind of a blessing because it was able to sit me down and just realize, like, all right, so you just gonna spend all your money forever?
Some people
You know
do.
what I'm saying? Like, I can recall me making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and then looking at my bank account one day, and I literally have like $78 in there, and I'm like, how the hell did I get here? Nothing to show for it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just material stuff. But
Material girl.
exactly.
Sorry.
So now, I'm so obsessed with working and just kind of like stacking my money that I'm just taking whatever comes with me. Also, I'm very grateful for the opportunities that I've been given, because the opportunities that I've been taking or people offer me, I'm like, oh wow, yeah, I definitely want to do that. I want to do that. But I think that the problem is that I don't take my off days seriously, because in my head I'll be like, all right, let me just, and I'll go as far as to like block off my whole day on my schedule so nobody can book an appointment, and then boom, here come the text messages. Hey, da 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 da. You could literally say, hey guys, I'm getting surgery. I'm getting my fingers cut off and reattached. They'll be like, hey, I was just wondering if the doctor started yet. I'm supposed to be going to this event. And I can come to you. It's no problem, but I just need a beat, and I don't really trust nobody else. And every time, and guess who fought for it every time? Me. Every single time.
Your fingers get cut off.
Look, hey guys, I'm taking off 3 days because I'm getting my fingers cut off and reattached.
I'm crying. So
They was,
okay, I can understand that because you know what it is. I mean, my guess anyway. Because okay, so I have taken a couple of days off before. Even right now, I'm on a vacation from work and I'm working. But I think that sometimes once you've gotten some sleep, you be like, I mean, I ain't got nothing else to do, and then there you go back into that loop. But your mind is like, bruh, I had one day pillow.
yeah, I think for me, I don't like to be idle too long. Like I can't even just. I feel like once I'm idle, I feel like it's something that I need to be doing. It's something that I need. In my head, I'm like, all right. So, and then like in my head, I'm like, I'm doing makeup, so it's not really that much work. But my tiredness comes in, it comes in with me having to travel. So me being a 85% traveling makeup artist, because sometimes I do have clients that come to my house, which I love because I can just do um makeup in my UGG slides in my living room and then go back to
Yeah.
my bed. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to do all that. But see, when I have to go to people's houses and I have to pack up, and I carry a chair, I carry 3 makeup bags and a light. So I have to do that. You gotta think
Yeah, it's
about
like
people.
going to the airport. You gotta take your luggage with you.
Yeah. So I have to take it, set it up, do the makeup, break it down, put it back in the car, and go about my day. And I do this about 5 times a day sometimes 6 or 7. So just imagine that. And then you got to think about people that live in townhouses where you have to walk upstairs to get to their kitchen, or wherever area they want to do makeup in, and they don't have elevators, like people that live in apartments, and then people that live in that are in the hotel room. It's a mess.
Yeah, that is a lot. That's a lot. And that's I mean, I'm sure you have taken as least as possible with you to like prepare for the
Yeah.
appointment.
I've definitely downsized my kit a lot. Like I have, like if I carry my one main bag, I'll be fine. That and a brush belt, I'm good. But I do have other stuff in my other bag. Like I have a lot of sprays and stuff, like face sprays that won't fit in there. Just stuff like that, just to keep the longevity of makeup. Then I had a wedding yesterday, so I definitely had to bring extra stuff. But
A lot of people got married yesterday.
yeah, Cynthia got married and I did her bridesmaids. Well, I did some of them because it was 3 makeup artists, but I did some
You
of her.
went out there to where they was at?
Girl, that's another thing. I had to drive all the way to Ackworth. That's what I
Oh
was
my God.
saying. That's what I was saying when we first got on. I had to drive to Ackworth yesterday morning. That's why I got up so early. That's why I'm tired. I am
Dang.
tired. And then the thing about it is, I look on my schedule. I'm like, dang, I got 3 off days in a row. Guess what happened the day before?
You started
Literally,
getting booked up.
people. I got a client that literally sat there, right? She knew she was booking stuff last minute, so she paid everything in full on my site. This lady booked 4 appointments in a row
Like for the same day?
for the same weekend, girl. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Like, it'll just happen like that overnight. So you'll text me and you'll be like, what's your schedule looking like? I'll be in my head, I'm like, it's clear right now, but you maybe should ask me the day before. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it don't matter to me, but when we get guests, I be trying to think.
Yeah. It changes so fast. Like I looked at my schedule this morning and I'm like, oh wow, I got one person tomorrow and that's it. Like I'm done up until Friday. So I get it in my head. I'm like, oh, I get to finish packing. I get to try to sell some stuff out of this house. I get to get some sleep, get my hair cut, go to the nail salon because I do try to keep a manicure just because I have to be in people's face. I gotta touch people's face, and I don't want my nails to be looking chewed up. So I do try to keep stuff like that done. But and I'm trying to get my teeth cleaned this week too.
Yeah, and that's gonna be. I mean, that's quick, but the process of getting there and waiting, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it's just too much. Like I'll be having to squeeze in my personal stuff just because I don't have a set schedule. It's kind of frustrating. Like it's easier for people that work a 9 to 5 because they're like, all right, I get off at this time. I can do this at this time. You know what I'm saying? But see, for me, I don't know if I'm going to be working at 6 a.m., 9 p.m., 1 a.m., 5 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Like my schedule is all
Yeah.
over the place.
And do you feel like if you made like firm days that you just don't work, will that hinder your money?
It definitely will. So the way, and I was just talking to somebody about this earlier today. I feel like, um, I feel like Atlanta is such a an organized city that stuff just pops up last minute, like, and people just scatter. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when events come. Like sometimes parties don't, they just pop up like 2 or 3 days before. And so then people, of course they want to look good when they go. But even when it comes down to video shoots and um stuff like that, people are so last minute. Like I don't even get call times to video shoot sometimes until the night before. When I was working for one reality show that you got hired for,
Okay. I
I
don't put it
would
on my resume.
okay. Um we used to get our call sheets at 3 a.m. I'm asleep.
Yeah.
We used to get call sheets at 3 a.m. So it's like the moment, and once you get a time where you say no a few times, they won't use you no more.
Yeah, I can imagine because they want to feel like they don't want to be thinking like, do I want to ask him? Is he gonna be free?
Yeah, they're like, oh, he ain't never free, he ain't never this, he ain't never that, blah blah blah. But um, I always say yeah, but with stipulations. Like I'll be like, yeah, I'm available, but it needs to be this time. I need to be out by this time, but I'm available if you can work around it. And then I'll do it. Sometimes I'll do it and just leave an assistant there, and I'll just pay the assistant to stay and touch up for me
Do
if I
they
have
ever
to
be
stay.
inconsiderate for your time for stuff like that? Like if you say I gotta be out by 5:30 and they be like moving slow or need something done.
Um, yeah, but I definitely have moments where I pulled off on clients. I pulled off on somebody last night. Um, uh, she wasn't home and it was raining. And she was taking her time to get home. Like I was supposed to be there at 7. I got there at 7. I waited about 30 minutes and she still wasn't there and she kept making excuses. And I said, you know what, honestly,
What was
I
she saying? She probably was somewhere smoking hookah.
she was getting her hair done. That's always the case. Hairstylists never go to people's houses. So they always have to go to the shop to get their hair done.
I've had such stylists come to my house multiple times, different stylists.
Yeah, but I'm saying for the most part, like hairstylists never like house calls like that.
Yeah.
So if you will most likely see a makeup artist come to somebody's house, but a hairstylist, nah. Mm-mm.
You know,
And my thing is, I'm
hairstylists
like, girl, y'all don't even shampoo hair no more. So why y'all can't go to nobody's house?
they I don't get my hair done without getting shampoo, but I ain't been to no salon in a long time. But I will say, when I used to have to get days to get my hair done, I would have to not have anything else planned, and I would literally be their first client. I don't spend 7 hours in a hair salon before, because
Yeah,
and one I've had times where the hair washer don't show up, so the stylist doing everybody hair. But they also sometimes, and it's not to blame them because I know get your money, but they be booking people 30 minutes apart. And then you can't even really get stuff done. You know what I'm saying? I think it should just be. I don't know how. I don't do hair, so I can't really gauge how long it takes to do stuff. But I would think that you would do. Like I have a braider that I go to who I really like. She's always on time, but she only does certain styles on certain days, certain times of the month. And
yeah.
I've never, ever, ever. Her name is Sky. On Instagram, her page is in Sky Did It. I'll throw her page and just to throw it in there. But let me tell you something. I've never gone to her and had to wait. I literally would walk in and the person before me walking out every time. Never, ever. I'm talking about on go, and she been on this for years.
Yeah, she that's me because I couldn't do somebody's makeup. Like this morning I did a lady makeup in 40 minutes.
That's how long it take me that long to do my makeup.
Well, it normally takes people who actually do makeup like an hour and a half.
Oh Jesus. Well, I mean, I guess I would expect that anyway. So, what do you think you're gonna be doing different? Like how? Because I mean, I feel like your schedule is gonna always be super flexible. Or I don't know it's maybe ambiguous, but like, what are you gonna do differently to like make sure you get time to rest?
So here, this was my plan. My plan is to have my off days Sunday and Monday, but then we have to record on those days too, which isn't bad because I mean I'm not doing anything but sitting on the bed. But when I be off, sometimes even talking is a lot for me. Like I don't even want to talk. It's too much to think. I don't know. It'll be different though when I move, only
You
because
think
I'm gonna
so?
be there by myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to deal with. I know so. I know
Okay,
me. I'm naturally a loner. Like I love to be by myself and I love having a
me
long time.
too.
So I feel like I can think better. I can think without having the opinions of other people like, why is it getting so dark?
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on over there. I can't see nothing but your shoulders.
It wasn't like this a bit. I think it's about to rain again. I ain't got the light
Something
on.
going on. I don't think you pay your half of the light bill before you move.
Baby, one thing about me, I paid it. But no, I know that once, like, I know that. Okay, so I like to just be in control of my life, basically. Let me put it short ways.
Yeah, me too.
I like to be in control of my life. I want to be able to choose when I want to be around people, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Without
I
people
don't. Oh,
feeling
that's how I move with everything.
So I like that. I like the freedom of being able to choose, like, okay, I feel like talking to people today, or I feel like entertaining stuff. Because some days you just don't. And I mean, I'm grown. I have that right to do. Ain't nobody paying my bills for me, you know. And I don't want my time to be impeded on. Like, I don't want nobody to just step in and just be like, oh, you acting funny today. I'm not acting funny. I just need a moment. Like,
And
I
I'm not
can't even
acting.
think
I
right. You
am
know what I'm
funny.
saying? And then I have other obligations. I still have to record my podcast, and now I got an attitude low key because I'm irritated because I ain't had no daggone a long time in a few days. You know what
Listen,
I'm
we're gonna wrap
saying?
this up. Don't you worry. You ain't gotta throw me no hint.
No. I'm just listen.
No, I understand. You know,
This
I
is
understand. One thing about me, if I'm tired, I'm taking a nap. I'm going to sleep. I get full sleep every night.
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. And you get to do that because you live by yourself. You set your own situation. You know what I'm saying? So I think that I just have to take my off days more serious, and I'm gonna do that when I move. I mean, only taking stuff that if it makes sense, money. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I just came up with this in my head.
We love an awakening.
If you want me to work on my off days, I'm gonna charge more. Period. That's just
Hairstylists do that. They charge for last minute bookings.
I do that. If it's last minute, I'm definitely charging more. But it's gonna be money. Like I can work on my off days, but from now on. And I think I'm gonna just block that off my schedule.
Yeah, you should have peak days or something. Yeah. You got it. I think you should. It's a convenience fee. You have a life to live, and I understand that they need you for this, but you are also one person.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. One thing at a time. I'll be having 69,000 tabs in my head right now. The only tab that's open that I'm fully committing to is moving. So
Hey, we're gonna refresh till it's time to submit. Oh.
and get what? In 5 days, I'm outside. In 5 days, I'm gonna have a key fob.
With boundaries. Yeah. Hey. So I have been very, what's interesting? It's just interesting because that's different. We do completely different types of work. My work is not physically demanding, but mentally. I don't cuss, but my eyes curse at the computer, if that makes sense. Like my work can be and for those who don't really know, because I feel like I never really say, but in short terms, I'm a senior data analyst and I just deal with data all day. Very vague data, ambiguous data, dirty data, inaccurate data. I just deal with a lot of mess. And so,
dirty data, what?
Well, sometimes things can be inaccurate, like they might be reporting from the wrong database or the conversion might not be the same. It's just a bunch. Just think about this. When we see COVID stats, this many people caught COVID today, somebody had to really make sure that was accurate. And we really don't know if they're doing that, to be honest. But one wrong thing can make data be invalid. And you don't want that to get out into the public because it can impact the decisions companies make and the way things are executed. So I don't just do data. That's just the core of my job, but I do a lot of project management and I do a lot of support for some of the data sets that I work with. And it's very complicated. It's mathematical in a sense, but I don't really do the calculator myself. I do a lot of formulas and those formulas calculated for me, but it's y'all. I mean, anybody who's listening right now who is a data analyst of any sort, like I'm sure you feel my pain. Like data is very sensitive and it's time consuming. It's not one of those things sometimes that you can just be like, all right, let me stop right here and come back. Sometimes I got to put off everything I'm doing and be focused on that for 8 hours, 10 hours, however long until I get the results I'm looking for. And it's just really complex, very complex. And on top of that, my arena is e-commerce and supply chain technology. So I do a lot of like tech for like retail channels that are online. Just a lot. It's just a lot, y'all. And I think what makes it hard for me is because the company I work for, we supply for multiple channels, and each channel have their own data requirements. And so I have to transform the data, which means how our data is manipulated, is interpreted on our side, has to be interpreted a different kind of way to be fed to this other channel, like let's say Amazon. And so sometimes those data requirements change daily, and I have to be on top of that to make sure the things. It's just y'all. I'm getting annoyed talking about it, just like that.
I promise you, it's not like you're speaking in Spanish because I don't know nothing about nothing
And
that you're
I
talking
swear,
about.
I thought I was using like generic words.
Yeah, but I mean, even still, just the I don't know what that is.
It's just very mentally demanding. So thankfully, I mean, I do miss jobs where I was being physical, but those jobs require dealing with customers, and I don't like dealing with customers. And so I got a job where I could sit down comfortably, but I mean, it can get so frustrating, and it's just, oh, y'all, it's what I like. I like to do it. Data can be very satisfying, but when you're really in the mix of it and you're trying to do some reports or you're trying to clean something up or you get errors that you don't understand, it's really hard. And so that's what I do day in and day out. And a lot ever since COVID started, like when I was working in the office, it was nothing for me to just sneak off and go home. Not even sneak off. Really, I could just go. Okay, I'm done doing this. I'm done. But when I'm at home, number one, it's easier to just be like, oh, let me spend a couple more minutes doing this because I'm already at home. Because in some cases, not with this job or even my last job, but I would try to beat traffic. But my last two companies were in my neighborhood, so that wasn't a problem. But aside from that, sometimes I do just slam my computer closed at 5 o'clock. But we have because I work in e-commerce, which is online shopping per se, it's a lot more demands coming our way because people are almost 100% shopping online compared to what they used to before. And so because of that, we have more projects, we have more requirements, and some stuff just can't be put off till tomorrow because of timelines and stuff like that. And that's been across the board. I have a lot of friends who work in a similar industry or who are engineers or developers and stuff like that, and they have the same problems. And so, yeah, it's just really been stressful. And it's so crazy because when I talk to people and I tell them I took a vacation, they're like, why you were on vacation? You working from home? It's like, what do y'all think I play tic-tac-toe for a living? Like, I don't want to think. That's why I want to take a break.
Nah, I
But
feel you. I'm telling you, like I said, like even talking and thinking sometimes is just too exhausting for me to do when I'm not.
yes, man, and listen,
I can't.
and especially at least in my field, I have to not answer to people per se, but I have to explain this stuff that I found and how, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times how I found it. So it's not always as simple as, oh, let me put this on an Excel sheet and present it, but it's just way more complex than that. And it's stressful. It really is really stressful. And I'm a senior data analyst, which there's a lot more visibility. I have a lot more responsibility, and it's just a lot. And it's cool. I asked for this. I literally asked for this, but there are days where I just be so annoyed or things are not going my way mathematically, and I'm just like, I'm about to quit. And y'all know me, I'll get a new job in a second. And speaking of which,
All right.
so I took this vacation from work. I took Fridays, and so I'm off on weekends, obviously, but I took Friday and Monday off so I can have like an extended break. And so recently there are two things I need to get done. I want to get veneers and I want to get a new car. And before I even considered the veneers, I was telling myself that I was going to do Uber Eats to help me offset the new cost because my car has been paid off for a long time now. And even though I make more money, it just doesn't sit well with me knowing that I'm paying money on something else. So I was like, let me just make an extra $300 a month doing Uber Eats, and then that'll offset the cost of my car. And so then I went and got a consultation for veneers. And I don't even know if I want to say how much, but it's a lot of money. And if you're interested, I can share it with you offline. But it's a lot of money to the point where it's almost the cost of my car, and I am getting it done, and I'm not trying to pay out of pocket. So I started doing Uber Eats to add to my savings, and it's accumulating very fast. And
Okay.
so even though I'm on vacation from work right now, I've been driving every day making money. Now, don't get me wrong. This is very easy. I actually don't feel physically tired at all. I don't really have to do much talking, and I don't really have to come in contact with people. So that's not a problem. But just off the fact that I took a vacation from work because I was stressed to do more work. And it's like when I go back to work, I'm going to be thinking like, I should have slept. I should have did this. I should have did that. But I actually love making money, and I have a goal. And that's just the catch-22, right? So I think the only thing for me, I guess the upside is I can just not drive Uber Eats and it won't be nothing. Like I know that if I acquire new responsibilities, I gotta pay for it. But I just, figure pick up a second job and pay and, have less of a financial responsibility. So that's what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And then I got another dentist appointment on Monday. And it sucks because I made 2 medical appointments on my vacation, and it wasn't intended to be that way. It's just that those were the only times that they were available. And I had already submitted my PTO, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna be off. So y'all just gonna have to see me instead of me using sick time. It is what it is. I'll just make some sick time for some other day. But yeah, so that's what's going on. I think that it's just so interesting how different, like, how people can be like, oh, all he doing is makeup. And it's like they don't ever think about like what comes with that. It's not just doing makeup. You know what I'm saying? Or it's
You
not
gotta
just
understand. People give me so much slack for complaining, or not even complaining, but just expressing me being tired. And I'm like, honestly, you don't. It's a lot. Like, even have to deal with different personalities. You got people that are like hyper. You got people that are
disrespectful.
You got people that are happy. You got people that are sad. You got people who are confused. You know what I'm saying? It's just so many different
like the Seven
personalities
Dwarfs.
that I have to adapt to. Because I mean, I can't, just because somebody is angry, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to do a job, and I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, and I don't want it to rub off on me. So I still have to like put on a face. But I'm like, girl, in my head, I'm like, are you wearing me out?
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think people, and I just feel like I'm pretty sure every job has a stressful component. So I wish people wouldn't be like, don't like dumb it down to what the title is, because there's a process to everything. Like even somebody who works, I mean, I remember days when I was working at the UGG store, stressed out, running back and forth to get shoes, trying to remember the size, trying to remember the name, the price, if we have it in stock, dealing with demanding customers, dealing with thieves, rejected card transactions. And that might not sound like a lot, but when you in there doing it, you just want to go run to the food court and get you a 10-piece.
Trust me. Well, at Mac, our go-tos was Starbucks and Chipotle.
But you need that relief. But I think that people just want to be, how people look at it. Girl, all you doing is doing this. Well, come do it for me.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't feel like you're getting paid enough to be doing what you're doing. It's even more stressful.
And I think that another thing that made me not feel so crazy is just realizing that a lot of corporate white people be doing cocaine, and that's why they ass be so hyper and so happy at work and be so into it, because they be fucking inebriated.
Or
and
they
I'm
be
like,
faking it. They pretend to be excited so they can get by. And I get that too.
yeah. So in my head, I'm like, how y'all just like y'all job? Only to find out they be sniffing coke.
What's
And I'm
funny
like,
is a lot of people, at least people I know, think that when you have a quote unquote office job is easier. And there are easier aspects. There's more, like I will say that compared to my experience, like I spent more years as a cashier or doing retail work than I have in my professional career. Like I only been in my field since 2017, 3 years. And I've been working since I was 17. I'm 31. So I've been doing customer service jobs way longer. And I would probably, and I just basically, I remember when I wanted to get into my field and I thought having an office job was like, whew, but I will say that I do have more freedom to be an adult. I don't have to answer to as many people, but please believe that the trade-off is, oh, you thought you was finna get a lunch break. Cause now you gotta get a break when you ready to get a break. You don't get one because somebody told you and made you go. Oh, you hungry? Too bad, because we got a meeting at 12. Now I got to, how many times I don't ate through my, no, I'm not ate. How many times I've had meetings on my lunch breaks and then mess around and just never get a lunch break? Oh, well, you salary. Salary, this is the thing about salary. You getting paid to do a job. You don't have a schedule. So if I need you to do something at 2 a.m., go ahead, open that computer up for me. Ideally, the suggestion is 9 to 5, but I can assure you, anybody who y'all know in corporate America don't just do 9 to 5. Maybe for the most part, but especially right now during COVID, that's just a figment of our imagination. So, technically they own your, like you get a salary for 365 days out the year. And the only time to me it's a benefit is if they be like, hey, take the day off or go home early for the holidays. And I know I won't have to like make up hours and stuff like that. But when I'm working past 5 o'clock, I be missing that overtime like back in the day.
Oh yeah, I don't get overtime either. That's why I charge what I charge, because I'm like, if I know that I'm having. This is how I know how I determine my prices. Whichever amount is gonna make me not have an attitude for being there the longest. So
I wouldn't expect you to say that.
like, if I know I'm gonna be somewhere and I know I charge this, and I know that this person gonna take a long time. Now I don't change the price per person. Let me get that straight. I don't do it just because it's a certain person. The same price that my celeb clients pay, that's what my everyday clients pay.
Yeah.
So I make sure that I keep that the same. But if I know that I have an attitude, like I know that I'm not the type of person that like to sit on set of video shoots all day for 8 hours, I need to make that price a price that's gonna make me sit down.
Yeah, you need to treat yourself.
So experience, skill, and my time put together, that's what it's gonna be.
Listen,
If you
and
don't
your
like
rate
it,
is your rate, so either you're gonna pay it or not.
or no.
Oh Lord! So for people out there, I just think that I want people to this gonna say it sound like a Twitter tweet, but normalize taking a break. Like obviously the money, you need the money. We all do. I get it. But you can't spend the money if you exhausted or if you are in a hospital or in front of a therapist stressed out because you can't even find a sense of self. Like I know it's easier said than done, and everybody's not in a position where they can just take time off. But if you have the ability, even if you have sick time, if for people that are like on payroll, take sick time, even if you don't have a doctor's appointment. Just you sick of working, so that's what sick is. But I've definitely used sick time, or if I have a doctor's appointment, I'll take the whole day because I'll make an early morning appointment and I'll just come home and lay down.
Like I'm about to do now.
Period. Whew. Well, anything you want to share with the people before we wrap up?
Vote.
Oh yes, please vote. Y'all. There's a lot of Senate seats on this ticket. There's some laws in that ticket, and maybe next episode I'll talk about what's on there. My ballot is over here to the right of me, but I don't feel like going to get it. But please vote, y'all. You know, I'm not one to tell y'all necessarily who to vote for because I do think you should vote in your interest, but make a logical decision. I will tell you not to vote for Kanye West though, but and Trump. So I guess that leaves you one other option.
Vote. And not for Trump.
Yes, y'all. All right. As always, this episode of OD Podcast is brought to you by Audible. For a free book and a 30-day trial, please visit audibletrial.com/OD podcast. Check out a new book. Mariah Carey just dropped a book. I will be getting the audio book for that and a physical copy to put on my bookshelf. And Barack Obama will be dropping a book a week after the election. Get that too. This link will always be available to you, so check it out.
Okay, and then get Alicia a book when she drop it because she dropping one.
You know, it's funny. I actually thought about writing a book back in the day, but you know, I got too much in my mind. I got food to deliver.
Okay, the girls are Uber 40 hours in store. They just running.
It's so easy.
I'm not doing it still. Anyhow, that's a different story for a different day.
All right. Well, everybody have a good week. Once again, if you listen to this on Spotify, please let me know and I will keep it on there for you. If not, this thing is coming off. Sorry to you.
Period.
All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye.